When it comes to AI, we're building everything in there. So you just come in and you get meetings. You should even not log into LinkedIn.
He told me I'm gonna go with this AI bot who's gonna do all of my marketing. And I just got replaced during that call. A lot of people are afraid, there's this wave of AI that they will run behind.
The thing with waves is that you can either drown or you can surf.
Created a AI agent that you can train and that you can tweak and learn about your company.
I did that back in April, and I'm now getting at least 3 to 5 meetings every week from my profile. But 99% of the time, it's just. Hello, everyone, and welcome to SalesRobot Customer of the Week, a new show where we interview the best SalesRobot customers and go deep into their tactics, including tips on targeting, messaging, and personalization, so that you can take away some tips and implement in your cold outreach starting tomorrow. Today on the show, we have Flora from Lunai. Welcome to the show, Flora.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So let's get right into it. What does your business do and how do you make money?
So Luna is a company, we implement AI and mainly cold outreach via LinkedIn automation. So we use SalesRobot for that. And other tools like PyDrive and Smartly to do cold email campaigns. And we also help with upsells, people who want to get their operations running with AI on the back end. So a lot of different things surrounding AI and automation. And we mainly help B2B founders and B2B teams with that.
Awesome. So I'll not bury the lead. You obviously clearly very good at what you're doing because
Thank you so much.
and you have a really high response rate. So I'll just share my screen and show everybody the campaign that got you on here. Perfect. Okay. So you actually have two campaigns that landed up in our, top one.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah. So this one,
So cool.
super high, almost a 75% reply rate. Like the highest I had before you was like 57%. So this is way above average. Average is 10 to 20%. And then this one is obviously the UK one is really high as well. So that's the other campaign. So first of all, kudos on a really successful campaigns.
Thank you so much. It was like a really a big pleasure to create it as well and to tweak with it and to get to these results day by day.
Yeah, so that's the process we'll get into. Okay, let's start with this campaign one. Do you remember which one, who was this targeting? How did you decide to go after them?
Yeah. So it's like the Dutch market because I am from the Netherlands, but I serve like two target audiences. So like one from the Netherlands and one from the UK. And the thing for me is I help B2B founders, so the business to business market. And it was really okay, you need to, first of all, if you know a little bit about sales, you need to talk to decision makers. So you try to target founders, CEOs. I think a great cold outreach campaign starts with the targeting. You need to make that sharp. Otherwise you can have the best campaign, the best messaging, but it will be targeted towards the wrong target audience. So I made it really narrow and I also tweaked that a little bit, but this one is Dutch. And I think one secret of a successful campaign is that you try to find common ground. For example, I did one for my friend Monique as well from Washington, D.C., from the US. And I opened the message with, hey, I really like to connect with other DC/Baltimore founders. So people are already lowering their guard because they're like, this person is from the same area, like a friend or foe, from the same tribe. So that's one of the secrets for a successful campaign I would highly suggest.
This is awesome. I think there's quite some targeting in there. Like it's very good targeting. You've got owner, co-founder, co-owner, and then you even went after a little bit of a more, I would say, particular title to industry. Like practice manager would be around, I think probably healthcare and all of these, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
this is a good sort of. So let's get into your messaging then, because I think that is the real secret sauce here.
Yeah,
Also
let's do it.
Yeah, I speak Dutch. So what I'll do is I'll take this, put it into Google Translate.
Yeah. I can also translate it, whatever you like.
Yeah, so let's do both. I'll put it here and then you can obviously talk me through it as well.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. So talk me through it.
So yeah, of course, you've got these places where you can use their real name, their company name. You of course got to use that because the secret with it is you use AI to scale and to get a high number of outreach. But the thing is, you should sound human, and it really should look for the person on the receiving end. It should look like you just took out 20 minutes of your day, personal time, to go over their LinkedIn profile, to look at their website, and to craft a personal message, and you are a fan or like something along those lines, right? Like it should be warm and guard lowering. So I started with like, hey, this is just what I do. So, hey, first name. So they are like, people respond well to names, right? Then like I built AI workflows. AI is a hot topic right now. A lot of people are a little bit in the FOMO, like fear of missing out. So if you are like, hey, I am in the AI space, a lot of people are interested, even if it's a cool pitch first sentence. And then Dutch entrepreneurs. So you really like focus on, again, like common ground. And then, yeah, you are like, okay, what's in it for me? So when I craft a message, three things should be super clear. Like, what is it? What's in it for me? And why should I convert right now? Why should I book a call with you right now? So all of these things I put in mind and then give them value up front.
Oh, this is great. I love the copywriting tactic here, which almost creates a sense of real curiosity, right? Because you almost make them feel like, hey, this is something that I already have for you, right? You have a few ideas, and obviously, when they reply, I'm sure you go in, you look at their company, and then come back with some very good ideas on how they could be using AI. So I really love this tactic. I had an Italian agency owner back on this podcast a few weeks back who was doing something similar, and he had great reply rates as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. And also just like sales, a lot of people hate being sold to, but also a lot of entrepreneurs I talk to, they are scared of coming across too salesy. And I think the best way to do sales is to try to build connections and try to create a genuine interest in another. And I think if you are like, hey, I can help you, I want to build a genuine connection with you, it's a totally different energy. It's much more authentic. And people respond like very different to that than if you are going in with the mindset of, okay, I'm a slicky salesman and I try to like throw my service in your face. Like that's a totally different energy. So that's
Yeah, like the hair slicked back, like and this and all of that, right? Like the usual salesman. No, I love this message, and obviously it's worked really well because you have a really high acceptance rate here. Okay, so step two is you view their profile.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just to
perfect.
make it like a real human being looks at the profile, is interested. Of course, I do take interest in these people because I just want to make sure like I am targeting them. With sales, like you also will get like a lot of no's, and it's about volume as well without losing the quality. Then yeah, step three, send a message again. And this is just a very short campaign, but I was like, I think this will work. So this is just like an invite for a virtual cup of coffee. Like
Yeah.
just very straight to the point. And a lot of people say, whoa, this is happening right now, but they are like, I cannot do today, but let's do next week. Or hey, could you please first they are intrigued by it. Like, oh, there's a real human being wanting to go on a call with me. And that's the goal, the aim of the campaign, of course. But yeah.
No, I love that tactic because a lot of times people look at this and say, "Oh, you want it right now," and then you're like, "No, no, we can do it later." So you do get that meeting. It's just that by using this kind of copywriting tactic where you're making it seem urgent and virtual, you're actually putting them in the frame of mind of I can do it, but not right now, right?
Yeah.
The not right now part becomes important. No, I love this. And then you go in with
It's a small mistake I made there during the campaign. Like I had it running like in the evening as well. And then like I ended the campaign at around 10 p.m. or something. And people were like, you want to hop on a call now? I was like, no, 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 this is a mistake, or like time difference. Like there were two people.
yeah.
So you like, you gotta, of course, like look with the timing of it. That's important.
Right.
Yeah.
Coffee at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., it doesn't really work unless you're going to the gym and then you need that post. Okay, awesome. So you do these four steps and you end up with a phenomenal 74% reply rate. Do you remember if this campaign worked well in terms of like meetings?
The next month, I got 25 calls. And I just started working with you guys like a month ago or something. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I am like flip. So the next thing, because I am not that bad at closing them. Like that's also like pretty easy once you get like a good LinkedIn. That's also a tip I would give like the viewers, like have a good LinkedIn presence. So that will do a little bit of the heavy lifting for you as well. Have a good website. But yeah, no, my next problem is to really scale my business and get more systems in place so I can deliver this to all of these people because I'm already actually pretty busy right now with it. So yeah.
That's awesome. So let's look at your profile as well. I think there's a lot of things the viewers can learn from that. So I'll just share my screen and show the people your profile because I think you've done a very good job with your banner and with
Thank
a
you
very
so much.
clear photo. So yeah,
Oh
talk me
AI
through your
baby.
profile.
It's all AI. You can like easily like I got a few tools I can tell you about you can use, but of course like Canva is like very easy to make a background banner. You can just ask ChatGPT what are the LinkedIn dimensions, just play around with it a little bit, get a good branding for your business. I looked at colors of SaaS companies that were doing very well psychology wise. So like the orange, the very deep blue, I thought about it all. Well, HubSpot has a little bit of the same branding. Lunai, this is just like a name I always wanted to name my first daughter Luna. And like a business is a little bit like a kid.
Yes.
So I was like Luna AI, Lunai. And I want to grow this baby like really big. And then the pictures they are all AI. You can just create them with, I use personally Runway ML. But you got different tools. You also can use Facetune. That's a great tool. You can just get the app, pay a little bit of money, and then you can get a lot of great headshots. And then just ask ChatGPT to help you with like the how you can really write it. So you have to also like I also used to do the copy for websites for landing pages. And like you gotta think about three things again. So when a lead lands on your LinkedIn, three things gotta be clear. Like what is it? What's in it for me? And why should I convert now? FOMO. So create a little bit of FOMO that they want to jump on calls with you. And just a lot of people are afraid of coming across too salesy. Like, for example, if you look at my profile, book a 20-minute call now, visit my website, like it's screaming like the better as well. It's like not very European, it's more American, but I don't care. I want to make money. And like, you gotta be able to do the marketing, do the sales for your business and not be scared to be seen. So yeah. That's
I love that.
different.
I love that. That's why maybe Alex Hormozy is similar to your profile. Like,
Yeah.
that's for you. No, this is lovely. I really love the copywriting on this as well, because I think this is where you really sort of handle that sort of urgency, right? For modern founders who would rather automate, or, the businesses with master automations today will lead the world tomorrow. So I think this is brilliant copywriting. How did you do this? Like, what was your process for coming up with these copies?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just like a half a year ago or something. It was more than half a year ago. I got replaced by an AI bot. Like there was this lead I used to do. Like I am already like over 8 years in marketing, but I had this lead also found via LinkedIn, and I got on a call with him, and he told me like, yeah, I'm gonna go with this AI bot who's gonna do all of my marketing, and like I just got replaced during that call, and that bot was only like 400, 300 euros
That's
or something like monthly. And normally like a marketeer would cost like X, like
yes.
okay, for everything that it did. The quality was good. So then I was like, dang, I already knew a little bit about AI. And then like during the last 6, 7 months, I really got heavy into it. I'm even learning to code, learning NADN, like all of these Python tools, but also like just the basic tools like ChatGPT, of course, just to extend your work. And yeah, that's really something that I do enjoy, like learning. But I was like, okay, a lot of people are afraid, like there's this wave of AI that they will run behind. And it's like a race, a little bit like it, especially if you're in that niche, like you will scroll through your socials and you will see all new things popping up. And a lot of people got this fear of being replaced. And like a lot. I spoke to a lot of different people over the last 6 months. And then I was like, this is actually very smart to do like for sales marketing, because I would buy if I would read like, hey, like this is the AI wave, jump on board. There was also a campaign I did with that. Like there's right now a massive AI wave. If you want to go on board, hop on a call. And like a lot of people are like, yes, I want to go on this. So that's also like some unfair advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I mean, the thing with waves is that you can either drown or you can surf, right? That's what waves
Yes.
do. And that's what an AI wave is. It's just a wave ultimately. And it just depends on what your mindset is at that point and how much of a opportunity do you see it as, right? Like there was this old quote in Game of Thrones I really like, it's like chaos is a ladder. And when there is a wave and then there is chaos and then everything is upside down, that's when you can actually grow your business to the next level. Because if there was no wave, if there was no chaos, your business will grow like this linearly, right? But in chaos, you can actually double it in a year or triple it in a year because there's so many people who want to pay attention to you, right?
That's so cool. I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
One of my
Yeah, yeah.
favorite quotes. One of my
That's
favorite quotes:
cool.
chaos is a ladder. And this is what I keep telling my team, right? Like, if there's chaos, if there's unrest in the market, be very thankful that you live in those times, right? Because that means you can take advantage of it. Awesome. I like the about section as well. You've really talked about your, what do you offer, right? So you go deeper into your offerings, right? We combine LinkedIn outreach, cold email, AI sales agents. This is awesome, right? And then you go into your skills, of course. Talk me through the feature section.
The featured section actually has to be updated. I'm like a big perfectionist, but I'm going to become like a board member of a university and do some speaking there as well. So I want to add things like that. I'm gonna do some cool collaborations with Miss Netherlands, like things like that, like a lot of cool things in the works. But I wanna just really show people like it's also about creating trust and about creating expertise that you are seen as like the expert in the field. Yeah, and here's just a little bit about the business. And people also want to see, of course, that you got past experience. So, like, I put everything there, everything I did in the past. Of course, I did a lot of marketing.
Yeah, sorry I'm interrupting, but really sells that story that you're somebody who has done this since, 2022, right? Like you've done it for
Yeah, long before. Yeah, over 8 years now, even in my internships.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like when a lead lands on it, like you got different leads. Some people are just like immediately like, I trust it. And some just want to see the proof in the pudding. I also want to ask a little bit more recommendations. So for the viewers, I would also like really tell them to really look into that. Like if you got 2 to 3 people in your network who can give you like a recommendation, things like that.
Awesome. So let's get into your journey then. What are some of the mistakes you made when you first started doing cold outreach?
With SalesRobot or like in general?
In general, just your journey.
I had a cold calling job like with the telephone when I was only 23. I think I was 23 or 24. It was like I hated it. Like I think I told you I was crying on the carpet. Like no, that was actually before. Like when I was 21, I also had a Facebook ads agency with a girlfriend of mine for a real estate managers. And she was doing the ads mainly and I was doing the sales. And the sales did great though. Like within 1 month, we got 5 real estate agents, which is like pretty okay for someone at 21 starting out. But I remember like I had to create like a lead list. Like this was before AI, so you had to like go to all
Manually, yeah.
and then go to Word, Excel, and then put them in there, the websites, the names, if they were a decision maker or not, and then their telephone number. And then I would just call and get a lot of no's. Like people were very rude. And then I remember what I told you, like I was after one call just crying like I laid down at the carpet and I was crying and I was like, I want to stop. Like I'm so done. But yeah, then I just kept going. I remember watching The Wolf of Wall Street at that time. And in that movie, they say like, pick up the phone and keep calling. Pick up the phone and keep calling, something like that. And I was just like, yes, keep calling. And then that same day, I got my first lead actually, and I went even on location, and that's actually how that went. And yeah, got some other cold outreach experience as well with also a telephone job where I had to sell television programs also for the B2B market. And that was also like you will get thicker skin. It wasn't that easy as it is right now. Right now you can just automate it. You can even put a bot or like an agent who will reply, and you don't really have to, maybe a little bit, like not really have to deal with like people who are like rude, I would say. I think maybe from the rude people, I had 2 people who were rude from like all of the responses. Like everything was apart from that nice, but like 2 people were rude to me. And that was a little bit of like, yeah, but if you got like a lot of sales experience, you will get used to it. But like, it really depends on like how you deal with those things as well. And then I would say another mistake was what I told you, like the time. So you really got to think about, okay, what time am I launching this campaign? And of course, like when you start out, like you got to tweak a little bit. But apart from that, yeah, no, it's been a great ride.
No, I mean, definitely, I think cold call is one of those jobs which will test your ability to bounce back because it just breaks you. I've tried a little bit back in the day, back in 2016. I had to do cold calling because I started my first company back in 2016. It was selling AI CCTVs, right, to Indian businesses. And it was brutal, right? Because you can imagine the kind of people who are doing, facility management, who are in these buildings, who are handling operations. They're not very technical and hate technology in general, right? Like they don't have to do tech. So yeah, that was definitely my first time really understanding like how difficult life is when you're cold calling and people are just saying, who is this? I didn't ask for this. How did you get my number and all of that stuff? So yeah.
Then you feel like a sleeky sales rep. Like those are moments.
You feel like the lowest of the low in the entire food
Yeah.
chain, and that's the feeling. But then you have to sit with the feeling and like, okay, this happened to me. I'll let it go. Yeah. Awesome. So on to my final question then. What are some of the things you're excited about trying to further improve your cold outreach?
Okay, so there are a few things I would really love to try it. Like one would be to implement more voice notes into it. I also tried that out with my friend Monique's campaign. We recorded one voice note, and that campaign also did pretty well.
Nice.
I heard that SalesRobot also will get like more personalized outreach for like the voice note thing. So I'm super excited about that. What you showed me last time, I was super excited about that, of course. Like the AI agents that you can personalize and like really tweak for your company. I was like, whoa, that's such a cool feature. So SalesRobot created a AI agent that you can train and that you can tweak and really like learn about your company and about the goal of like the campaign. For example, like a goal can be book me as many calls as possible. And then this sales robot, this AI agent can respond and then get, if people respond from like the cold outreach, the initial message, like it can really narrow them down to a call. So you actually don't need to do anything anymore. So I think that's a super great tool. So I'm super excited about that.
Awesome. No, just to recap, I didn't ask Flora to do this plug. So this is all.
No, I'm just super excited. Like I was like, wow, where show me last time because I wanted to build it in house for Lunai, and then I was like, oh wow, Sales Robot already got this feature. Great, like let's like start
just
using
like
it.
just like you, we are also AI enthusiasts. We also want to ride the wave and give you the amazing tools that you need to get as many meetings as possible. So that's why SalesRobot is probably the most aggressive company in the space when it comes to AI. We're building everything in there, so you just come in and you get meetings, right? You should even not log into LinkedIn, right? And just
No, yeah, that would be the best thing. Yeah, I think that's possible if you can just like train it over time. Like I think within 2 weeks you can already, if you really put your heads down, like
I did that back in
get it going.
April, and I'm now getting at least 3 to 5 meetings every week from my profile. I did that in April, so it
Okay.
works. It works. There's still couple of times when somebody asks something very weird, it does make a mistake, so then I have to go and edit the SOP. But 99% of the time, it just works. Awesome. So that is all the time we have today, Flora. So for the people who want to find more about you online, how can they find you?
They can go to my LinkedIn, what Soda just showed, or they can go to lunaihq.com, and I'm happy to have a chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time today, Flora. Really
Thank you for
appreciate
your
it.
time. Have a great day.